Good evening, and thank you for joining us here on SRN. I've already messed up, Pete. It took 2 seconds, and I've already made my first mistake after a nice long break here on Speed Racing Network. Thanks for joining us. We had a nice little 2-week vacation, joined by the All-Star break there held on Sunday. Pete, how was your break?
It was amazing, very eventful here in my household, but man, I can't complain. I did a little bit of racing myself, called a couple of other different leagues, but Greg, we are back. The Lone Star State's ready to fire off.
Yeah, by you mean by you were a little distracted at home. You were watching the SRN All-Star race, right? That's what you were referring to.
I was distracted with a couple of new sets of eyes in my home.
I understand. Well, we had an exciting Week 13 here in the Cup Series. Corey Saucier taking the upset victory that he needed to go ahead and qualify for the Cup Series playoffs. So let's go ahead, take a look at all the drivers. 16 already qualified here in the Cup Series, and they're going to be joined by a 17th as well, because a playoff lucky dog is going to earn their spot here tonight. We'll get to that in just a second, but there you see, no surprise, Joseph Causey atop the list after all the bonus points are piled together. He's got a 49-point gap over that cut line. Reese Schaefer there in second with 44 points to the good. Timothy Latham, Ed Shearer, Seth Berger all in the top 5, but you get down here to 6th. Politis, Arnon, Hostler, Norfleet, and Holloman there tied for 9th. There is not much breathing room just ahead of a very fast Brad Herman.
Yeah, Brad Herman and that TJ's team, 85, usually very, very quick. Several times we talked about him not only working his way through the field, but also making up tons and tons of spots, being like the hard charger quite a few times. Scott Kalal, Siegfried, Saucier, Greathouse, and Sellers. And as you said, that number 17th, or that 17th spot, saved for that one playoff lucky dog.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at those lucky dogs right now. And only a handful of them actually out here. 12 drivers listed eligible to be able to qualify as the lucky dog, but Pete, there's only 6 of them out there tonight. Zach Deuscher, Justin Smith, John Holliday, Byron McDonald, Bobby Anderson, and Jeremy Little, all of the drivers who, have connected to this point. So no David Duke out there. Justin Smith looking like he might have the best odds with that best finish of the season, 3rd place, so he has a podium to his name. Byron McDonald, though, with his best finish of the season in last week's race at Kansas, could be a contender. Bobby Anderson always around, and Deuscher looks very fast here in practice to this point. Who you got, Pete? Who you thinking might steal this thing? It's fun to pick.
Well, I tell you what, the great upset that we had just a couple weeks ago for a guy to work his way in when everything had to fall into place for him, I think we could have it one more time. You talked about Zach Deuscher right now on the practice sheets. He's showing 6th fastest with Devin Zimmerman behind him. So not a whole lot of the guys here. The people that are here, the people that showed up for Texas tonight, they're going to easily move on up that ladder. We could be talking about it, but I'm actually going to go with Deuscher tonight.
All right, I like that pick. I'm going to go just below him and take Jeremy Little there. He's had a rough season to this point with a lot of miscues in each of the races so far, but I think he puts all the pieces of that puzzle together here tonight, puts together a good enough finish, if not a win here tonight, to get him into the playoffs. So let's not waste any more time, Pete. Let's go ahead and give a rundown of our drivers our 16 drivers. And here's our good buddy. This is Joseph
Absolutely.
Causey with 4 wins to his name so far, 7 top 5s, 10 top 10s, an absolutely incredible season to this point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And win, lose, or draw, this guy, if he works his way into the podium, he is all kinds of hyped up. I would love to talk to the guy if he finished dead last, just to see what that spectrum is like for him. But yeah, he is absolutely a blast, and he's got a pretty good lock on where he stands in the points. But then again, as this race goes along, anything can happen.
Absolutely, and we talked to him that one time when he wrecked before, and he didn't care. He was having a good time. But next up, going to be Reese Schaefer. No wins so far this year, but still finds himself in P number 2. But Pete, 11 top 10s in 13 races to this point. That is consistency. That'll keep you at the top.
Yeah, those are old Matt Kenseth numbers for any old heads out there, including you and I, where he actually went on and won a championship without actually winning a race. Hence the playoff system that NASCAR went to make sure that could never happen again. Could Schaefer go ahead and get it done? It's very, very possible.
Very well possible. Next up, going to be Timothy Latham. Finds himself 3rd in the points here. Another great season for this veteran here on SRN. 2 wins, 7 top 5s, and if I'm correct, he's completed the most laps out of any driver here in the SRN Cup Series. That's going to pay off big time when it matters, and that's why he's a 3 seed.
Yeah, I tell you, Timothy Latham, not only is he great with that digital brush, but he's very, very fast out there on track. Week in and week out, we're talking about that number 5 Raise Energy Camaro. We could be talking about it again tonight up towards the front when the checkered flag falls.
Absolutely, and another driver. This was my first-round pick in the All-Star race. Ed Shearer finds himself as a 4 seed. Hasn't had the finishes that he's wanted it lately, but could find that momentum here early on here at Texas. 2 wins, 6 top 5s, and 10 top 10s on the season. Great numbers for Ed Shearer.
Yeah, Ed Shearer, he was a force to be reckoned with back in the console days over on Xbox, moved on over to iRacing, and he has not missed a beat. A great friend of mine, love to watch his streams, like to watch him race. This man is a force to be reckoned with every single week.
Well, Pete, you better answer that call real quick, Mr. Busy Guy over there.
Oh, my bad.
Seth Berger is going to be the 5th seed up next. 1 win to his name. 5 top 5s, 7 top 10s, and Burger Nation, I have a feeling, is going to be loud and proud here this week.
There we go. Now I got that. Yeah, him and the Flood Brothers Camaro Ford Mustang that he loves to pilot around this 24 very, very often seen, and he's got a pretty good following as well.
Absolutely. So the 6th seed, Michael Politis, with a great season so far. Rookie last year. And a great sophomore campaign so far here for Gear Up Motorsports. Great numbers, too. No wins, but 2 top 5s and 8 top 10s is exactly why he finds himself up towards the top of these standings.
Yeah, go to GearUp.com, as you see there on the side of his number 6. No sophomore slump whatsoever for this guy. Very, very consistent all season long, and I think he is also going to be a contender when it's all said and done, but everybody's going to start here at Texas.
So next up is going to be Emerson Ardon here in the 57 Out of Tank Racing. Found himself 12th in the point standings before drops here total. So kind of Winston Cup style, but he knows how to get these bonus points. Now finds him up here in the 7 seed and in the green as far as advancing in the playoffs. Had the best finish of the season at Iowa 2 weeks ago, and not too bad here lately. Finds himself with a lot of speed at the top of the practice board so far, and looking like he might grab a pole here tonight too. So keep an eye on Emerson.
I tell you what, Emerson seems like he really rises to the occasion very, very often. I was going to say the same exact thing. There's no lower number for Emerson Ardon right now whatsoever. He doesn't care where he is in the points, where he is in his standings, where his team is. Right now, he knows that he's number 1 on the practice sheets, and he's going to try to duplicate that in qualifying, and also once that race gets going when it's all said and done.
Well, here's a rookie for you. Our first rookie in the playoffs, Lane Hostler out of Ohio Sim Racing. A great, quiet season to this point. 2 top 5s and 4 top 10s. So not the most impressive numbers out there, but an 8 seed here starting off at Texas. Lane could get it started off hot here at 1.5 miles like this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If I remember correctly, when we started back at Daytona, my very first race here with our SRN, you said these Ohio Sim guys were going to be fast. He seems to have ran very, very well for that team. I go through each team before the races start, and I wish everybody luck. Let them know that we're going to catch them on stream. That team is always very, very focused. No wonder why he's where he's at.
Yeah, and 3 top 6s in the last 4 races. He's going to try and keep that momentum going on here tonight. Next up, going to be Robert Norfleet here in the 9 seed. Had a second place finish. Almost got the win out in Las Vegas. Came home 4th at Iowa and had a DNF last week at Kansas. So when he's able to finish lately, he's been having some great numbers, Pete. Watch out for this guy. That'll be an upset here.
Oh yeah, I mean this 56 always bad fast. You can definitely recognize those colors very, very easily on stream. Another gear up car that has made the playoffs. So can he work with some of his teammates as the season goes on? We'll have to see, but he's definitely a sleeper.
And next up going to be Blair Holloman here. And Blair so far, I'm trying to get his numbers up. Quiet, sneaky, good season. He's got 1 top 5 and 3 top 10s to this point, but still a 10 seed here. And I love the paint scheme on the car here, the old Ricky Bobby throwback. He's going to be a contender here in these playoffs. He knows how to get it done. He was in the playoffs last year for the Truck Series. Finds himself in the playoffs this year in the Truck Series as well. He's going to be a contender to look out for.
Well, I mean, his bumper says it all. He wants to go fast. Hashtag go faster all season long here on SRN. Look forward to watching him do some pretty great things.
Well, next up going to be Brad Herman in the 85 machine here. He's our first driver outside looking in, 2 points in the red. So it's kind of surprising to think of Brad out there, but he can get up there in a hurry. Watch out for this 85 to maybe put someone else outside the cut.
But I'll tell you what, in this TJ's Team 85, he does a great job. I actually went and talked to him before the race tonight, wished him a whole lot of luck, and if anybody knows him from back in the console days, his gamer tag was Stay Finessed. If this guy can stay finessed all the way through this playoff, we might be looking at him possibly in that top 3.
Yeah, for sure. So Scott Kalal, a veteran here in SRN, a name we're used to seeing kind of lurking around up front, has qualified once again with his 4 top 5s. And 6 top 10s, so really good numbers, but has had a lot of bad finishes as well, which is why he's back here in the 12 seed.
Yeah, not only is he in the 12 seed right now so far in qualifying, he's actually sitting P16 in that 23. I believe he's actually the sole Canadian in this in the SRN Cup Series, always in that 23. We've seen great flashes of him, and we've also seen him in the back. We'll have to see where we see him throughout this playoff run.
Another driver that we've seen great flashes of here, Josh Siegfried. No top 5s, but 4 top 10s. A very consistent season has put him into the playoffs as well. But Pete, the next up in the 14 seed, going to be Corey Saucier, the man who snuck his way in last week. He could maybe sneak his way into the top 10. We'll have to see.
He had the power of the red, white, and blue last week. I am interested to see what this 3 does the rest of the season. That was a phenomenal race.
Well, the 51 car of Matthew Greyhouse also finds himself in here on his rookie year. He is usually qualifying up towards the front, but finds himself getting into trouble here at some of these races. Look for this 51 out of Phoenix Virtual Racing to maybe make a run at that top 10 as well. And the 16th driver here going to be Jordan Sailors, who we saw limping around the track in Kansas. He's here and competing to move on to that top 10. So, Pete, that's our 16 drivers currently in those playoff standings. But we got to take a look at the team championship standings before we get out there on track, too. And here it is, the 1 and 2 seeds getting a bye here in the Cup Series. So that's Tank Racing and Gear Up Motorsports. That's going to pin the 4 seed Rat Pack Racing up against the 5 seed of Ohio Sim Racing, and then the 3 seed of Phoenix Virtual Racing up against the 6 seed of Bobby Anderson Racing. So keep an eye out for those matchups as well. There's going to be a lot of action going on out here. But I believe we're all done with qualifying, so let's get out there to the track. Round of 16, race number 1 here at Texas Motor Speedway. Pete, this is one of my favorite tracks. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh yeah, Texas Motor Speedway has always been a lot of fun. The original version of this track was bad fast with the banking all the way around. Talking about 1, 2, 3, and 4, not necessarily the straightaways. But yeah, qualifying order is set. Let's go.
There he is, Emerson Ardon here, starting the playoffs here perfectly out in front. He was fastest in practice and narrowly edges his teammate Reese Schaefer out by 3/1000ths of a second. Timothy Latham and Seth Berger here in row number 2. Brad Herman and Michael Politis here in row 3.
Yeah, Josh Siegfried and Devin Zimmerman in row number 4. Blair Holloman and Matt Greathouse to round out your top 10. Ed Shearer and Jeremy Little complete row 6.
Yeah, so why not take a look here? This is the rest of the field. Only 22 drivers in the field here tonight. So Lane Hostler and Corey Saucier in row 7. Jordan Sailors, Scott Kalal in row number 8. Justin Smith and Byron McDonald going to be in row number 9. And Zach Deuscher and Joseph Causey round out your top 20. The last row going to be John Holliday and Bobby Anderson. So that is a look at your starting order here tonight for race number 14 of 20. This is the first race of the playoffs, Pete. Who are you taking here tonight?
I've got to go with that 97. It has been him all season long. Ed Shearer takes it all.
Obviously, never a bad pick. That's why I took him first in the SRN All-Star draft, Pete. So a wise selection there. But I'm going to go up a little bit further on in this grid. I think this guy gets it done here tonight. He's been the bridesmaid, never the bride all season long. Looks like he has good speed out here. I think he edges out his teammate Emerson Ardon, gets the win here tonight. So there you see your race admins this evening. Going to be Mid-South Madness Season 1 champion Danny Dow and Xfinity Series playoff lucky dog hopeful Aaron Gerwitz. That's a mouthful, but yes, Mr. Dow and Gerwitz always in the race control booth. We appreciate them being up there because that is a job that I would not want, Pete.
Yeah, every single incident that happens on track, every time that yellow flies, they go back, find the issue, get it resolved, get everybody lined back up if they've got to do it manually, and away we go. But it looks like the lights on the pace car are out, Greg. We are going playoff racing.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think we're finally here. This season has just flown by up here in the booth, but we're finally to week number 14. These next 7 weeks are going to fly by here. A lot of white knuckle action ahead for these Cup Series drivers as well as the rest of the Speed Racing Network universe. But these are the guys on display here tonight, Pete. We are underway in the SRN playoffs. The Silverback Tax Solutions green flag waving here in Texas.
Absolutely. Looks like the 57 got a decent run, but that 17 is getting a big old shove from his buddy in that 24. They're going to go side by side into one.
Well, who doesn't like a digger cam on lap number 1? They all fly by, and Emerson Ardon flying out to the lead here. He wastes no time to get the edge over his Tank Racing teammate there, Reese Schaefer, who's now under attack from Timothy Latham. So looking like the 5 back here going to have the preferred lane in this battle, but right now Reese going to use up those tires a little bit there on the outside and get the speed that he can to maybe clear that 5.
Yeah, you're going to have to really try because I think the 5 might be having a problem really just pedaling that car. The first few laps here at Texas Motor Speedway, the tires are or the car rather, is very, very loose until those tires come up to pressure and they get a little bit of grip in them. It's going to be interesting if you're pinned down on the bottom.
Yeah, so 2 side-by-side battles here. Timothy Latham to the inside of Reese Schaefer. Then you got Brad Herman back here to the inside of Seth Berger. So all these guys still where they started, but trying to make this pass. And I think this is one of the most frustrating parts about Texas that guys will say to you, it's just hard to pass here. But I think if you're just running the preferred line, which to me, from what I've learned in the past, I mean, you got to run that line as much as you can and try to paint the corners with those tires on that line. And that's where the most grip is here on the surface. But hey, like I told you, Pete, in pre-race, I won in Season 1. It was daytime. I was nowhere near as good at night, so I don't even know what I'm talking about as far as the nighttime goes. The surface is completely different.
Yeah, surface is absolutely different. You know, the track temp and the air temp here at Texas Motor Speedway absolutely lower than what it would normally be during the day when that sun is beating up this track. But it looks like the 5 was finally able to get on by the 17. The 17 was keeping the 5 pinched down, which was disallowing him to get back in the throttle and really carry a whole lot of momentum off the corner. But somehow the 5 made it work, and he's starting to draw a beat on Emerson.
See the field starting to get spaced out a little bit more. Emerson Ardon, though, starting to feel the pressure of Timothy Latham behind him. That 5 car is coming in a hurry, so it'll be easy for everybody at home to kind of tell. Devin Zimmerman did a great job designing the window banners. You'll see all the green banners. Those are drivers that have qualified for the SRN playoffs, so pretty much flooding the whole top 10, also indicated by the green numbers there on the tower. So those red numbers, though, those are going to be drivers that are eligible. Everyone except Devin Zimmerman is eligible for that playoff lucky dog.
I tell you what, these tires must be coming up to temp, and the grip is getting to a maximum here on lap 5, now lap 6. Brad Herman in that number 85 TJ's Team Silverado actually just put down the fastest lap on lap 5 at a 30.03, just about a full tenth faster than the leader and everybody else.
Yeah, so quickly to lap number 7, Emerson Ardon leading all of them, but some comers and goers to this point. Your pick, Ed Shearer, already up 3 positions in the 97, running as an independent, so he's up to 8th position already, looking to pick up a few more. Blair Holloman just in front of him, who's also picked up 2 positions, up in 7th. Josh Siegfried also moving up a little bit. He's up to 6th, but nobody has moved up more than you-know-who, Pete. Joseph Causey coming through the field in a hurry. Currently 12th, up 8 positions from where he started.
Yeah, and it kind of looks like he's bringing Zach Deutscher right along with him. He's up 6 spots right behind the 51 Silverado. I'm sorry, it's not Silverado, Camaro rather, for Zach Deutscher. So I'm sorry, Matt Greathouse rather. As it looks like Greathouse starting to fall back just a little bit.
Yeah, so Causey quickly looking like he wants to make a move to the inside of Sailors now. He is making this look a lot easier. Sailors up 5 from where he started, now in the top 10, but I don't think that's going to last long. He's got a very hungry Ford Mustang out of Tank Racing, and Joseph Causey can kind of play it a little cooler than a lot of these guys. A very big gap over the rest of the guys. Like I said, he's got a 49-point lead over that cut line, so Joseph Causey has breathing room. He can kind of let it loose a little bit and afford a bad finish if something does go wrong. So he's kind of living on the edge, I'd say, a little bit right now. He's having fun out here.
Yeah, but I tell you what, though, if I'm the 88 of Causey, we've seen him have some issues where he's been bad fast, leading a whole lot of laps, ends up in the back due to a pit problem or something like that, and not able to work his way back up, ends up in a wreck. I'm not wishing it on him, but we've seen it before. Hopefully that's not the case tonight, and we can complete all the laps.
Back up front, not much changing between these two. Emerson was still about a 2-car gap between him and the 5. I think a lot of these guys opting to just ride around right now, see if they can save their stuff a little bit better than the other, But I made a bold prediction before this race, Pete, and I'm going to go ahead and say it aloud right now. I think we see flag-to-flag, green flag action this whole time. I think this track really promotes some great racing out here. With only 22 drivers tonight, I think there's a lot of space out there on the track. The only thing I can see happening, maybe some cold tires come into play and someone gets loose. But we're going green flag this whole time.
It'd be amazing to see 130 green flag laps here at Texas with some great green flag pit stops. See who's going to be able to be the most aggressive, getting down to pit road, getting to their stall, and exiting pit road without getting any kind of speeding penalty, while the time trying to maximize their time on pit road to, who knows, maybe even make up a spot or two.
Yeah, so that is my very bold prediction, Pete.
You're so bold.
I'm sticking to it. We're going to go the whole way here. But Brad Herman looking like he got into the wall a little bit back there. Seth Berger going to get on by and move back up to 4th after Herman had taken that spot. So we'll try and see if we can get a look at this right side of his car. Looks like it's okay to me. Might have just scrubbed a little bit of his speed there down the backstretch.
Yeah, I really don't see any big damage on that 85. As you said though, Blair Holloman up his tailpipe right now. Seth Berger right in front, so now he's got to try to catch up and stay with that 24. Looks like the top 7 all in a line, headed up by the 97 in the back right now, P8.
Yeah, so Josh Siegfried back here in 8th position, just riding around. He's got Ed Shearer coming up though here to maybe put a move on him to take that 7th position away. But further on back here, nice little battle between 9th, 10th, and 11th. Looks like Causey has taken another victim, now up 10 positions from where he started. This man is definitely our butt kicker hard charger to this point.
Yeah, so far that 88, again, looking really, really fast. Right behind the 55 Camaro for Jordan Sailors. Basically just keeping pace, not really pushing it. Texas is one of those tracks where if you can maintain your tires the entire way, you can have a great long run car. And Greg, if your prediction comes to fruition, whoever stays in touch with the way their car is driving, doesn't put too much wheel into it, doesn't abuse that right front, they could be up front, they could be up front when it's all said and done.
Yeah, it's almost like walking a very fine line here at Texas. There is a good line, but it's very easy to miss. And it's just a matter of wrapping it and keeping the momentum around these turns and being smooth. All those things you just said, Pete. You know what you're talking about out here. But Seth Berger moving on by Reese Schaefer now. So Berger up to 3rd. Berger looking fast out here. I know he's annoyed that his paint scheme is not showing up the way he wants to. He was talking to me about it before this race. But regardless of the way it looks, it's fast.
Oh, yeah, very, very fast. Going to move to the inside of Latham. Actually got a little bit of the grass right there. Got very, very lucky that it didn't grab him and actually make him have a bigger issue than what happened right there. But he was able to get on by the 5. Looks like the 17 thought about following suit. But the 5 is going to be able to fall right back in line. 17 is going to have to stay right behind him. Now we'll have to see if the 24 has anything for Emerson Ardon.
So our highest running lucky dog contenders so far, looking like it is gonna be Jeremy Little here in the 26. He's currently running 12th and running down Michael Polias here in the 6th. So starting to head in the right direction. He qualified 12th, still running 12th, but he's looking pretty fast right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're on the slight outside looking in and you know every point matters, you have to go for it. There is no sitting back and just letting it ride here at Texas Motor Speedway. You've got to be elbows up all 130 laps. I think 26 might have a good chance.
Yeah, so there's a look at those lucky dog contenders. You can see them on the side in red. The only one not contending tonight is going to be Devin Zimmerman. He's not eligible for this lucky dog, but a few of the guys opting to not show up here tonight, so it's going to make it a little easier for the rest of the field looking to get in to race for that $500 prize that is on the line to the champion. So Jeremy Little heading in the right direction here early on. But out front, Emerson Ardon still holding on to the lead, but he's got a mirror full of his teammate Seth Berger. And honestly, I am really liking the line that Seth Berger is running compared to Emerson. I think he should be a little lower, but he has got a lot more of a smoother line than the 57, which is why he's probably passing a lot of these guys right now, moving up towards front.
Yeah, he's kind of riding that middle line, not all the way down on the white, so he's not scrubbing too much tire, not scrubbing too much speed, able to carry a whole lot of momentum off. He's also about a half a car width rather, off of the 57's line, so he doesn't have a whole lot of that dirty air getting dumped on the hood. That 24 Chevy Ford looking very, very fast. Hey, if you can't beat him, join him, right?
It's kind of funny. It was always a thing that you would see in drag racing. You'd see guys driving like a Ford body car but have a Chevrolet motor on the inside because they just couldn't stomach driving a Ford Mustang or whatever. And clearly you can tell which way Seth leans. They got him in a Ford Mustang, but he still won the battle here. He's got the Chevy on the front of that thing and moving towards the front. So I don't think Tank Racing minds too much.
No, I don't think so either. This 24 has been bad, fast, very consistent all season long. Couple of wins to him. I remember earlier in the season we were wondering when he was going to be able to go ahead and knock out a win, because just like Schaefer, he didn't have that little checkered flag going across his door frame. But once he got one, he got another, and here he is, contending for a championship.
I think it's about to be a really good race for the lead here. Emerson's doing a great job showing some good pace. But these guys behind him are catching up to him and looking pretty fast at that. And look at Jordan Sailors back there too in 6th place. He's starting to make up some time on the rest of this field, while you see Timothy Latham starting to fall back to the grasps of Joseph Causey. He is going to get here up in the mix here soon. It's just kind of how long is it going to take Joseph Causey to get up here at this point?
I'll tell you what, that little bit of contact, door-to-door contact between the 85 and 97, I'm sure that got their blood pumping. The 97's lucky it didn't end up into the outside wall, but great job by both of them. They've been racing each other all season long. They know how to treat each other, and they know how to handle these next gen or Gen 7 cars.
25 laps completed, and Emerson Ardon has led all of them after taking the pole here tonight. It just helps to build confidence for a driver that is yet to win in SRN. When you're just constantly leading these laps, it gets a little easier, because I'm not going to joke around. It gets to you sometimes if you're not used to being up there. It can rattle the best of you. So Emerson doing a great job showing some poise out there, maintaining the gap between his teammate there, Seth Berger, Reese Schaefer back there in 3rd, Brad Herman and Jordan Sailors now up to 5th. So that's your top 5. These guys are looking to get past Emerson, but the way he's running right now, like I told you, I think you need to be lower for Seth Berger. Emerson's kind of running lower where I would be, and it's showing off to pay off big time right now. I think he's saving those tires better than anybody.
Yeah, I tell you, once he kind of caught up to the back end of this 57, he's just been kind of riding, not really pushing it. He's had the opportunity to really pull up to the back bumper of that 57 a couple of times, but didn't really do it. 57 now going low, and there you see the 24 again going to that middle line until he can kind of looks like might he actually been able to diamond it out almost right there and really get a great run off all over the back bumper now.
Yeah, that 24 is right on the bumper there of the 57. So starting to put a little pressure on his teammate. He's not going to rattle his cage too much, but Seth is not going to just let him walk away with a win. They know how hard it is to come by these. Still a lot of time to get to that point, as we are just over 100 laps to go in this one. But you got to take your spots when you can get them. That clean air pays off big time here. Emerson wants to hold on to that.
I tell you what, the 24 really looks like he's better than Emerson in 1 and 2. But last time around, the 57 was able to pull away from the 24 in 3 and 4. We'll see if that stands true again this lap. And yeah, 24 falls back by about a tenth.
So these two had to have practiced together all week. They know that they're probably just as fast as the other guys, so it's going to be hard to pass one another. Reese Schaefer just kind of lurking back there, hanging out. Causey now up to 7, so a great night for Tank Racing. They're too bad they can't use it because they're on a bye week for the team championship standings, but this would be big-time points in that category.
And I'll tell you what, I would be talking to Emerson Ardon, saying, "Hey man, adjust your line just a little bit. I'm catching you in 1 and 2. You're better than me in 3 and 4. But if we work together and keep pushing, we could be just fine."
Look at this cluster of cars back here. Latham still falling through the field. He's back to 8th place now. Jeremy Little to his outside. He's trying to take 8th place, so Jeremy's still moving up through the field, and right now he would be our playoff lucky dog if he was able to hold on to this position. But Matthew Greathouse, who is about, I think 11 points back in the playoff standings, having a great run up to the 10th position here. Lane Hostler having a good debut here in the playoffs too, just behind them in 11th. So they're settling down back here from 8th on back to 11th. I have a feeling it's going to pick up again here soon.
Yeah, Matt Greathouse, you absolutely touched on it. He qualified P10, right now sitting P10, so we've seen some movers and shakers and some guys that have fallen back. He's been able to stand firm.
Yeah, with that pass, Latham has lost the most spots on the track right now, so Jeremy Little move him on up to 8th, and he's going to try and bring his Phoenix Virtual Racing teammate Matthew Greathouse along with him. So we'll stay with this pass if it happens. Not much changing up front. Emerson still holding a 1/4 of a second lead, and there goes the 51 to the inside of Latham. This is just worst case scenario for first race of the playoffs. Latham has a little bit of cushion, but he's starting to see those points tick off and get closer to the cut line with each pass. He is falling like a rock right now. He is wanting to pit so bad, but knows he's got to go a few more laps before he can.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the 26 got by Matt Greathouse, and then right now he's under fire from Lane Hosler in that number 61. So that 5 continuing to fall back. I worked my way around his car, really didn't see any issues with any of the fenders, the doors, anything like that. He's either got to be really, really tight or really loose and having to absolutely pedal that thing. Very off for this number 5 Raise Energy Camaro.
Yeah, it's not used to seeing that 5 fall through the field like that, so hopefully he feels out this second run a little bit better. But yeah, I think just the hard racing there where he got at the second in a hurry off the jump kind of hurt his tires in the long run, but he's going to get 4 fresh ones and come off pit road one of these laps. Yet to do so, back to 10th place now. Ed Shearer still on pit road, a lengthy pit stop for the 97. He's been on pit road for 45 seconds now.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess there might have been a little bit of speeding going down pit road, which not like him. Usually he's aggressive to a point. He knows when to get on the brake. But looks like tonight something happened. He's going to come on out, passing that pace car, getting to the commitment line. He'll be blended up very, very soon, but he will lose a lap. Yeah.
2 laps down, and I have a feeling he is going to be a full lap down by the time everybody else cycles out their pit stop. So something to keep an eye out. If this thing stays green, it's going to be hard for Shearer to get that lap back, and that could be big-time damage to his cause here in the first round of the playoffs. So I'm starting to feel like we're going to see a few more guys take it down pit road. Only 2 so far, that being Justin Smith and Ed Shearer. But this battle has not gone away up front. Berger still right to the bumper of Emerson Ardon.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Greg, I've been watching a lot of these guys going through the corner, and it just really seems like at times it's like a snail's pace, going up, 180 mile an hour into the corner. But, these guys, like, for example, Emerson Ardon, our leader right now, his best lap was a 30.1, but his last lap was the 32 flat. So we're talking 2 seconds have been lost in the matter of 38 laps in battle for the lead.
Yeah, Seth Berger to the outside. He got a good run. You can see him arc that turn in 1 and 2, gave him the momentum off of 2, and it was a drag race all the way down the backstretch as it's a drag race to the start-finish line, and I believe Seth Berger led that lap. So the first lap that Emerson Ardon did not lead tonight, Seth Berger steals one away. He gets himself an extra bonus point.
Yeah, not a bad point to gain right there. And I tell you what, he's doing a great job also keeping that 57 pinned down to that white line. You see him really get on his
gotta be careful.
Oh, wow. Definitely got to hope that netcode doesn't rear its ugly head right then and there. But great racing by both of those guys. Good control all the way through 3 and 4. Wow.
Yeah, they just used up one of their 9 lives right there, because you're exactly right. Any other time, that would have been a huge netcode. They practically touched right there, but stayed going. And now, new leader, Seth Berger, out in front. So Byron McDonald coming down pit road to get his first stop of the night. So he's going to lose a lap or 2 here in the process. So we'll go back out in front and just look at the lead. Seth Berger pulling away from Emerson Ardon.
Yeah, out there in chat, you got Zachary Bergerson saying, let's go Tank, let's go Tank, let's go Tank. Mark Berger saying, go Tank, especially 24. Roll Seth. Pam Williams, go Seth, number 24. And then also drive that Chevy Ford, Seth. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 26 people watching right now, and I'd say probably half of them are Burger Nation. And that is A-okay. Bring them all on, because your boy is putting on a great show here so far. It looks very fast as he's staring down his first pit stop of the night. Blair Holloman on pit road for his first stop, getting 4 tires and fuel. So still only 4 drivers to this point getting that stop done under green. So I think a lot of guys are a little nervous of seeing that caution come out probably.
Yeah, I tell you what, everybody that's out there in chat, please go ahead and share the stream. Let's see a flood of people come on in to watch his Flood Brothers 24 continue to lead.
Yeah, why not? The more the merrier. But no, we love who we got. This is our crowd. This is our people, and this is why we do it, Pete. As Seth Berger still hanging out there, but Emerson's looking like he might make a little bit of a run here. Wow! Sent it way deep into turn 1. And Berger going to get a good run off of 2. That was something.
Yeah, the 57 really drove that deep, and you see the recourse for that. 24 is able to pull away. We'll have to see if the 57's able to regroup, and if he does, he's also got a little bit of a pack behind him. But now Seth Berger with a 1.2, almost 1.3 second lead.
Reese Schaefer and Emerson Ardom both coming down pit road this time, and Seth Berger must not have got the memo. He's going to stay out there as these two are side by side all the way down pit road. Seth Berger is still out there along with the rest of everybody else. Brad Herman now in second, Jordan Sailor's third, Causey fourth, and Greathouse up to fifth. Will we see Seth Berger come down this time? I think we will.
Yep, getting on the binders right now, about to hit that commitment code, lock up the brakes.
Causey.
You're looking at the 2 behind him. Oh, 88! That was close.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow,
Lord.
that was close.
Everybody,
that is pushing the limits.
Take a break here. Let's all take a break. Nice deep breath in our pit stalls, because that was something. But they all somehow keep going down pit road in the right direction, and that hands the lead over to Jordan Sailors. So he's going to get a bonus point, which is going to be crucial for him. He's in that 16th position. He's the most points behind. He needs everyone he can get as he brings that Flavor Bomb Chevrolet down pit road.
Yeah, so when it's all said and done now, it looks like Justin Smith in that number 28, he's going to go ahead and take the point once he passes Jordan Sailors on pit road. Seth Berger will get back to the lead once that 28 comes on down.
Well, he actually pitted on lap 28. He was the first driver to pit, and he's using that short stop strategy here to maybe catch a lucky break. If he gets a caution right now, this will be a huge win for Justin Smith. So right now he will cycle out to the lead as he goes on by Jordan Sailors. So give him that bonus point too, which I do not believe carries over if he does in fact qualify for those playoffs. So there you go. Nice little gap between him and Reese Schaefer too, 3.5 seconds. That's going to kind of go away a little quickly. He's got 15 lap fresher tires back here in the 17.
Oh, yeah, ever since Schaefer moved on up to P2, you just watch that clock drop and drop fast. It went from 3.5 seconds down to 3 seconds in just half a lap. Yeah, Schaefer's coming. Yeah,
he's that driver further up there, just going through 2 right now. He's the next driver, and you can see just how much he's catching him here through the turns. I mean, at 1 and 2 alone, he just caught him by 0.7 of a second, so I might just ride along with Reese here for maybe 2 laps. I think that's all it's going to take for him to catch him.
How about that 88 of Causey, though, with how aggressive he got on the pit road? Look at the positions that netted him when he came back out on track to P4. Phenomenal stop for Causey.
Yeah, I am fascinated that he did not get penalized for that entry. He just looked like he was way too fast going in there, but I guess he got it down quick enough, and it pays off for him. Already up in the 4th position. So Reese Schaefer coming in a hurry. Whoa, he gets really loose here, and I heard it. I don't know if you heard it, Pete, but when I was riding on board with this 17, it bottoms out really bad through 3 and 4. So that's something that's probably throwing off the handling a little bit for these guys as well.
I'll tell you what, here we come. Pass for the lead. 17 just going to fly on by. No contest whatsoever. Let's put Reese Schaefer back to the lead, into the lead, rather, in his number 17 Ford Mustang GT. That Boss Security, your pick. Now with all kinds of clean air, Greg.
Yeah, and it's moves like that that could very well win Justin Smith this playoff, Lucky Dog. You don't want to race these guys too hard. They're very fast compared to you right now. Just get out of the way. You're still where you want to be, And so far, it's paying off. He just falls back to fourth. Has a little bit of a gap between him and Herman, and then Holloman and Greyhouse back there. The next lucky dog contender he's got to worry about is his teammate Jeremy Little back there in 11th. He's got 8 seconds on him right now, so we'll keep an eye on this battle. This could be a race-winning or a playoff clinching move for the 28.
Yeah, I mean, they both pit on lap 44. It looked, no, I'm sorry, 28. So is when Justin Smith came on down, and you mentioned Jeremy Little. He last pit on lap 44. We'll have to see if this, since the 17 was able to make up all kinds of time, we'll have to see if he's able to as well.
Well, we will do just that. When we come back, Pete, we're going to take a quick break since we got through that first round of green flag pit stops. Don't go anywhere. We're just getting started with these SRN playoffs.
Want to be a part of an established league on iRacing? A league that's competitive, fun, and above all fair? Look no further than Speed Racing Network. Originally known as Mid-South Madness, SRN has evolved into a league that can bring the best out in any given driver. Drivers work their way up through the ranks to hopefully one day call themselves a champion of Speed Racing Network. If you're interested in joining, don't hesitate to reach out to league admins to claim your spot today. Maybe you'll end up in the history books. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor in Speed Racing Network, feel free to head over to www.speedracingnetwork.com and reach out to an admin today. And as always, remember to go faster.
Silverback Tax Solutions specializes in dealing with IRS tax problems. If you are receiving threatening letters from the IRS, or if the IRS has placed liens or levies on your property, Silverback Tax Solutions can help you find relief. We have worked with hundreds of people to resolve their tax problems. If you're behind on filing your taxes, it's never too late to get on the right track. Silverback Tax Solutions can help with that also. Don't let another night go by where you lose sleep worrying about the IRS or your taxes. Head over to www.silverbacktacks.com or call 662-996-4357 and contact an enrolled agent today. We can help you gain peace of mind and deal with those problems for you.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right, back out here at Texas Motor Speedway. Great race so far. Green flag action since the beginning and almost to the halfway point of this one, and it's getting good. Update on that playoff lucky dog position, though. Justin Smith has fallen in a hurry, and it is back in the hands of Jeremy Little here in the 26.
Yeah, Jeremy Little right now rocking P10, 2 spots up from where he qualified. So doing very well, doing what he's got to do. He hasn't fallen back as far as I thought he might. He's been able to pretty much keep. What am I looking for here, Greg? He's done a with the little that he's had. He's had to let some cars go on by, but he's also been able to stay inside the top 10 and keep those points right where he needs them.
He's doing what he's got to do, Pete.
There you go.
He's doing what he's got to do. So, yeah, we got a battle up front, though. Reese Schaefer, he's got his teammate. He's got his teammates knocking on the door. It's a tank racing battle here on the podium. Who's going to get the lead coming to lap 60?
I tell you, I think 17's going to keep it all the way. As you said, coming to halfway. 5 more laps out of this 130-lap feature here at Texas Motor Speedway. 17 leading. 24 says maybe not for long. Going to duck to the inside. 88 is going to stay on back with his Mustang GTC. Which line is going to move? 17 keeping that 24 down with the momentum at the line. 17.
Yeah, I don't think it matters who's got the better tires out of this gang. I just think Seth has the best car and the best line. He's making it look really good around this 1.5 mile oval out here in Fort Worth, Texas, and he makes that pass look almost pretty easy on his teammate. Seth Berger back out in front. He's going to try and hit that pedal a little harder because he's going to want to try and build a gap between him and that 88 now. We'll see how long it takes for Causey to get on by the 17 of Reese Schaefer, if he can.
Yeah, Causey's been working it all night, not only on pit road as we saw, but out on track as well. He was passing cars almost left and right within the first 40 laps. He had gained quite a few spots. Right now, up 17, and is tonight's hard charger so far.
Oh yeah, he's got the hard charger by a whole mile. Next closest is going to be Jordan Saylor, who's having another fantastic night, but not even close. He's at plus 10 there in the 5th position, but a great run for Jordan Saylors, because look at the cut line here. I mean, he's at the very bottom, and that's not even with the playoff lucky dog accounted for, but 11 points behind Blair Hallman. Right now, Saylors in 5th and Blair Hallman back in 10th. That's going to be a good little gap between those two drivers. And, I mean, you've got some other drivers who've had some trouble here early on. Shearer, who finds himself a lap down. Emerson Ardon's a lap down now, too, as well as Corey Saucier. So those are 3 playoff drivers that are not on the lead lap. So some of these guys having a bad night here in night number 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah, talking about Emerson Ardon, P7 right there in the standings. He's all the way back in 21st, 20 spots back. After speeding on pit road in that 57, he's going to have to try to gain as many spots as he can back. We saw earlier he's got a bad, fast car. We'll have to see how long it takes him to try to work his way up, if he can, either through speed or by pit road strategy, really being aggressive like what we saw out of the 88.
Yeah, I just got an update from Sean Griffith there in the chat. You're, in fact, right. Did speed on pit road. Those are the critical mistakes that you cannot afford to make when you only have 3 races to put your best 3 races together and come away with the most points possible. Emerson might really stare down the possibility of falling behind the cut line after what was becoming a perfect Tuesday night for Emerson after getting the pole and leading the first 39 laps of the race. That has changed drastically in the last couple of laps. So we'll see if the 57 can get back on the lead lap and back up here with his tank racing teammates. Let's go ahead and see if we can find some battles happening around here on the track. I think the only one right now is between these 2 drivers. You got Matthew Greathouse further on back here. He's about 0.4 of a second behind Saylors, and it's got about the same gap between him and Hostler. And then you got Politis back here with Devin Zimmerman following closely behind us for 10th and 11th. So not too many battles out there on the track right now, Pete.
Now, this is usually what we see after a great round of green flag pit stops. You know, the pit itself, the entry, the exit, and all that really tend to spread the field out more than they already were. We're seeing cars all the way around this 1.5 mile speedway here in Texas at Texas Motor Speedway.
So back out front, we're officially over halfway through this race. Now starting lap number 67. Seth Berger has built himself a nice 3/4 of a second gap between him and Joseph Causey. Schaefer holding that gap between him and Causey to about 4.5 tenths as well. Brad Herman quietly back and forth, having a really good night as long with Jordan Saylor. So 2 drivers that are outside the cut, making the most of their Tuesday night here in week 14.
Yeah, Seth Berger, I mean, he's doing a great job. Really, he's up 3 spots, sitting P number 1, lap after lap. But what I find interesting the most, Greg, is that he hasn't adjusted his line. Whether he was behind somebody trailing or whether as he is now leading, he hasn't changed his line at all. It just he's found what's worked for this Flood Brothers number 24, and he's stuck with it. Still continues to be fast.
Man, I'm really curious if you can hear this at home. This car just bottoms out so bad in 3 and 4, and I'm guessing it's the diffuser on the back that's really hitting the track. You don't hear it in 1 and 2, but my God, you hear it in 3 and 4, and it would really throw me off as a driver and I know it's making it really loose and really hard to stay in it as much of these guys want to through 3 and 4. So a really interesting curveball being thrown at these guys here at Texas.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, with the most recent damage model for these cars, if that rear diffuser gets damaged, or if you take a shot to the left front, right front, any of the rears, the tire will actually break. It's so in open wheel in the F1 or the Indy series, if you get hit in any of the front wheels, the wheel literally comes off, hangs and whatnot. It will actually do the same thing with these now, and it's a whole lot of time on pit road to try to get them fixed up if you don't have a fast repair. So these guys really have a whole lot more to race. A whole lot to race for, and even more of a reason than ever before to keep these things clean.
So Matthew Greathouse moving up to 5th. He makes the pass on Jordan Sailors. Now Hustler going on behind him too. Lap car coming into play. That's John Holiday. They're going to both get on by there, but Hostler moved him up to 6th now. Sailors back on to 7th. So some passing back here in the middle of the pack. And a new driver in the top 5, that's going to be Matthew Greathouse. So another one of those drivers that finds himself outside the cut looking in, having one of those good nights. Pete, I feel like this is just going to shape itself up for a very, very, very tight battle come the 3rd race of this playoff.
Yeah, I tell you, it's Kansas was a feel-good race. This could also turn out to be one of those as well. Matt Greathouse could have a natural knack for Texas Motor Speedway, get on up there as he continues to work off some pretty great laps. His last lap was a 30.2. The leader was a 31.8. The leader was the 31.9. So he's faster than the leader right now.
Yeah, so we will keep an eye on that for sure right now. Wow. Blair using a lot of the track, and that is going to kill the time in that 06. Josh Siegfried going to get on by. I know there's a high line, but that is a very, very high line here in Texas, which is why he lost some significant time there. The 60 gets on by.
Yeah, not such a great run. You don't want to get up too high into those marbles. You want to try to keep it as low as possible. Keep those tires clean so you don't have too rough of an exit off of any of these corners.
We saw a lot of the pit stops come on lap 41 through about 44 the last time by. That means, Pete, that in about 6 or 7 laps we're going to see. No, I don't know. I'm curious to know if anybody can stretch it. It's going to be so close for some of these guys. If they can make it on just one more stop, I just realized that. And if my math is mathing out right, which is always a question, then it's going to be a close one.
Well, the question of mathing is just questionable by itself, Greg. But we'll kind of roll on. How about Seth Berger? He was sitting about a second and a half or so ahead of Joseph Causey. Causey has now closed that down to 9/10. He's got his draft, and also it looks like he's kind of picked up his line. So Causey may be up there trying to challenge for a little bit of that lead very, very soon.
Yeah, they got a lap car in the way there. Scott Kalal, he's in 15th. First car 1 lap down. Next up would be Zach Deuscher there in 14th. One of our lucky dog contenders. But so far, the top lucky dog contender going to be Jeremy Little up there in the 9th position. So he is feeling good. He's got a good amount of drivers between him and Deuscher. He's got Zimmerman, Politis, Siegfried, and Holloman separating him and the 2 car. Then John Holiday having a good run back there in 16th. Bobby Anderson, next one in 17th. Byron McDonald and Justin Smith, 20th and 21st. So that is a look at your playoff lucky dog as it stands. So Jeremy Little has a little breathing room right now.
Yeah, I was actually talking to John Doc Holliday earlier before the race started. Back on console, we had a mutual friend by the name of, or gamer tag of Pre-Built. He was actually a short track racer back in the day. His real name was Carl Dickey, for anybody out there that may recognize the name. Unfortunately, he had passed Holzer is a very well-known name here in SRN as well as other leagues. Tyler Dohar, the same thing. All really, really good friends of his. And everybody right now is mourning the loss of pre-built Carl Dickey. Nobody knows exactly what happened, but a lot of thoughts and prayers are with the family.
Absolutely. So checking out a battle back here in fifth. Lane Hostler, Matthew Greyhouse have not been able to get away from one another. So this is the closest battle on the track right now, and it's for a critical spot, a top 5 finishing position potentially here with 50 laps to go in this one.
Yeah, now really closing it up. Pretty soon, it's 50 laps right now, and these always tend to, go fast until that hashtag go faster pops up on the scoring pylon. Matt Greathouse having a great run sitting in P5. Seth Berger continuing to lead. Joseph Causey second. Reese Schaefer third. Brad Herman still continuing to stay inside the top 5. Great run for him as you see the 26 getting underneath the 5.
Yeah, he's making a pass on Timothy Latham, who started on the second row here tonight. Just hasn't had the car he's wanted here on the long runs. We spoke on that a little bit earlier, Pete. Just has the speed there early on and just falls off quickly. He's going to be looking to make a pit stop here soon, I feel like.
Yeah, I wonder if he's got his wheels set at like a 12-1 or a 10-1, something like that, where he should have maybe gone to a 14, maybe even a 16, depending on how he felt with the grip level during practice and qualifying. But yeah, normally the 5 is moving up. Tonight he's falling in the wrong direction.
Here comes Causey. He has cleared that 23 of Scott Kalal, and you can just tell he is feeling a little tight. He's pedaling it and really using up all of the track there on the exit of 2, and that killed a little bit of his time, but really gets into 3 with some momentum, carries it all the way around, looking good, but Seth Berger holding on to that 8.5 tenths lead over the 88.
Yeah, we'll have to see if that lead starts to shrink again, as I mentioned earlier, kind of adopted the line from the 24, and now he's also got a little bit of help in that 28. Might be able to give him a little bit of a push. Looks like 28's actually going to look low. Is a lap car really going to try to fight the second place driver? Not this time.
Well, Justin Smith 2 laps down. He needs to get back on at least 1 lap down. You can see the leader now, Seth Berger, just in front of him. So why not, if you can, get that lap back, and if you get a caution here, maybe just stay out and get the free pass after everybody goes down pit road. But yeah, Smith last pitted there on lap 67, so a lot fresher tires than everybody else.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to get underneath the 24 right now and go on ahead. Excuse me.
Pete, did you just burp on live television?
Oh, I tell you, yeah. But anyway, yeah, you just saw him get on by the 24. Go ahead and grab a lap back, and it looks like green flag pit stops are now underway.
Yeah, Blair Holloman kicking it off here, coming down on lap number 85. Like I said, it is going to be very tight getting this thing to the end, but I think at this point you should be good to go the whole way. So these guys doing the math just right to make this a 2-stop race, it looks like. We'll see if anybody else comes down this time.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be long. Some of the guys that are up front, they're probably going to want to come down sooner. Like, if I'm Joseph Causey, Reese Schaefer, or Lane Hosler, I'm probably going to come on down in the next couple before Seth Berger does. Or, Reese Schaefer come on down before Causey. You're just about comparable in speed and handling. You can navigate your way, and stay inside the top 5. So if you can get a little bit of an advantage in the beginning, that might fall off later on. But we've seen great gaps out of early pits. Well, it could work out for somebody that really needs a W.
Yeah, so no takers so far this time by, but already a few coming down pit road trying that shortstop strategy. It's always a risk because you got to stay out there on older tires for about 40 laps. So it's always a tough line to walk whenever you got to decide whether you want to do that or not. But Jeremy Little getting on by Timothy Latham now. So Jeremy Little up to P number 7 here, and that number 26 out of Phoenix Virtual Racing. See if we have any other takers on pit road this time by.
Yeah, those two have been battling for quite a while. between him and the 5. It looks like Latham is going to go ahead and duck on down pit road, bring that Raised Energy machine to the attention of the pits, grab his 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, fill it up with that Sunoco E15, and get back out on track. See what he can make up in these final laps.
Yeah, so I feel like we're going to start seeing a lot of our leaders come on down pit road. Seth Berger coming down this time. See if he gets a little bit of a better entry. You saw Causey eat him up last time.
Whoa.
Does it again and takes a spin now.
Yeah, Causey not able to completely save it this time. Spins it out, backs it up into the walls. Got to let some other cars coming on down pit road go. These are points fleeting him. Oh! To make some contact. Good thing for ghosting, I guess, right there.
Yeah, he got really lucky. I would not have been that confident that that car was going to do that. Usually, I feel like it's only once you're in the stalls that you're able to drive through another car like that. But catches a lucky break and doesn't take out his team captain, Devin Zimmerman, right there.
Yeah, so 88's got the right side up. He's going to grab everything that he needs. Now you see Lane Hosler coming on down pit road in this number 61 for his last stop. Right now, Seth Berger, he's coming off pit road. And so far, with the lead that he had, he's able to maintain P3. Reese Schaefer, P4. Bobby Anderson right now up 17 spots in that number 18, rocking P5.
Yeah, even though Reese Schaefer pitted a lap before Seth Berger did, there is still a sizable gap. That is not what he wants to see. He wants to be able to be out in front of the 24. The 17 going to make a hard run, see if he can get by this 24 and hold him off here through turns 1 and 2.
So what do you think, Greg? 17 gets on by and is able to hold off the 2-4, unlike he was able to do earlier. Is he going to go ahead and do like the 88 did and adopt the line that the 24 has ran consistently all night long and has shown to have speed? Now you see the 97 right now in front of both Seth and Schaefer. 97's 1 lap down.
I don't think I want to have confidence in Reese, and he's having a great race so far, but this 24 looks very fast here tonight. The line has been impressive. He just seems to be smooth, and that is paying off here in these long runs, which is what it's all about tonight. We've had 91 green flag laps to this point. No cautions. Green flag the entire time, and I think we're going to see it stay that way. Wow, net code right there. Almost got our leaders caught up in something. You saw Ed Shearer take a jump to the outside. All the drivers stay off the wall, but we have a battle for the lead now. Schaefer to the outside.
Yeah, Schaefer getting to the outside. I'm not quite sure if that 20... Okay, I thought maybe the 24 had a little bit of damage on the right front, but it's just the way the paint scheme is flowing over the hood and over the fender. 17 to the outside. See if he's going to go ahead and keep that 24 pinned down. Yes, he is actually almost taking the line away from the 24, and the 17 will have the momentum across the line. At the line, 17's going to go ahead and take that lap.
Yeah, I have no idea, so kudos to you for figuring that out. They looked dead heat side by side all the way to the line, just like they do right now through turns 1 and 2. These guys not giving up anything. As yeah, look at this. Look at who's just in front of them. I got really confused there for a second because this man, Joseph Causey, is just in front of these leaders. And I was thinking not too long ago, I was like, is he the leader? We're just missing it. He took that spin on pit road, and look how much it hurt him.
Yeah, Joseph Causey right now rocking P number 21. He qualified in 20th, so he's actually back, and he has lost all the gains that he made throughout the entire race. Just simply by being a little over-aggressive on pit road. But the man has done it all season long, had the confidence just a little too hot, and when he got on the brake, it kicked out from underneath him.
They got tight right there, but this is what we want to see here. Down to about 35 laps to go, and we don't know who's going to win this one. These two look dead even as they still are side by side. Reese Schaefer might be able to clear him right here, though. Big time momentum down the backstretch, and he does just that.
Yeah, 24 is going to have to give him the spot unless he tries to throw it in. Nope. 17 comes on down and slams the door. And as those guys were side by side lap after lap, Jordan Sailors was not able to close a whole lot. He's still sitting at 4.5 seconds back. Brad Herman still inside the top 5 in his TJ's team number 85. And then the 61 of Lane Hosler staying inside the top 5 as well.
Yeah, I don't think Jordan Sailors could have asked for a better debut night here in the Season 3 playoffs, up to third place after narrowly qualifying. I mean, he squeaked it out, Pete, and now he's up here in third and maybe going to be above the cut line once we get to week 15. So great run so far. Still got 34 laps to go to turn for that 55. But, man, I'm impressed with him so far.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Right now he's sitting behind the 97 of Ed Shearer. Again, Shearer, unfortunately, a lap down after, I believe, was a speeding penalty. We just watched that clock tick away, and unfortunately it bit him. And just because we've gone green flag racing the entire race, he has not caught a break to get back on the lead lap, get the lucky dog, and has not been able to contend with the leaders to try to get his lead back the old-fashioned way either.
Brad Herman sneaking up on Jordan Sailors here, not too far back from him. Lane Hostler also in the mix too. He's just 0.6 of a second behind Herman. So third through fifth, very tightly contested right now. And then you got Timothy Latham back there who, man, he might really stare down the possibility of finishing outside the top 10 with the way that car has faded on long runs, currently in 6th, but a very hungry Matthew Greathouse just behind him. But Brad Herman now taking the pass for third here into turn number 1. He's going to clear him, so move that 85 up to P number 3.
85 actually right there just kind of touched that white line. I wasn't quite sure if it was going to kick him loose, but it actually looked like it might have been a little bit of grip coming through. 55 is going to try to return a little bit of that medicine, try to get underneath. No dice. 85 comes on down, slams the door shut, takes sole possession of P3 up 2 spots after qualifying P5. Jordan Sailor still right there, sitting now P4, 11 spots, and has become tonight's hard charger.
Yeah, so yeah, with the troubles for Joseph Causey, you're exactly right. Jordan Sailors holds on to that butt kicker hard charger award for tonight's race, closely followed by Lane Hostler, who's +8 just behind him. But this battle for the lead is starting to tighten up now after Reese Schaefer took it away from Seth not too long ago. Those tires really come in on the 24 later on in the run. 30 laps to go. Look to see this 24 really putting on the pressure here with the 17.
Yeah, still sticking with that same line that he's run all night long. You got to be very impressed with the dedication and the discipline to continuing to run, where it's been fast. I mean, whether it's been dirty air off of somebody in front of him, albeit a lap car, or somebody else that comes out in front of him off of a green flag pit stop, or him lapping somebody. He's stayed committed to his line, continued to hit his marks all night long. Very, very consistent. Hence the reason he's where he is in season points.
Yeah, so we'll see if Reese can hold off his teammate here, Seth. Looking for his second win of the season here in the Cup Series this year. Has no wins over in the Xfinity Series, but we always see his name up towards the front. He knows he wants that win bad here tonight. So not going to take our eyes off this battle.
Here it is.
As he might get a run to the outside. This is what he did to him last time. Reese not going to allow it. He's going to make him pass him on the inside this time.
Yeah, 24 is going to go ahead and dive it down. And there you see, he moved up, almost actually made the 17 move up a lane as well. 17's been better off the corner through 3 and 4 at the line, almost a dead heat. I think the 17 might have had it. Now the 24 has been better in 1 and 2. So if we can get back in the throttle, 17 swings wide. This is the 24's chance.
Yeah, he went really wide right there. I think the 17 might have given up too much room right there, but still has a nose to the outside of the 24, and they are still side by side. Reese might need to utilize that side draft a little bit to upset the handling on that 24, but still using that speed on that outside lane, still side by side with 25 laps to go.
Yeah, 25 laps to go, 17 still up high. Might have found a little bit of speed, a little bit of momentum, able to get back into the throttle a little bit earlier, but now the 24 is going to wash up, steal that lane, dump all kinds of dirty air on the hood of that Boss Security number 17. 24 back to the lead.
Yeah, so Seth Berger takes the lead from his Tank Racing teammate, Reese Schaefer, and Seth looking really good with 25 laps to go. You see that hashtag, go faster. it's time to determine who's going to win here tonight, Pete. But before we do just that, we're going to go ahead and step aside one more time and run a quick commercial break.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Silverback Tax Solutions specializes in dealing with IRS tax problems. If you are receiving threatening letters from the IRS, or if the IRS has placed liens or levies on your property, Silverback Tax Solutions can help you find relief. We have worked with hundreds of people to resolve their tax problems. If you're behind on filing your taxes, it's never too late to get on the right track. Silverback Tax Solutions can help with that also. Don't let another night go by where you lose sleep worrying about the IRS or your taxes. Head over to www.silverbacktx.com or call 662-996-4357 and contact an enrolled agent today. We can help you gain peace of mind and deal with those problems for you.
Want to be a part of an established league on iRacing? A league that's competitive, fun, and above all fair? Look no further than Speed Racing Network. Originally known as Mid-South Madness, SRN has evolved into a league that can bring the best out in any given driver. Drivers work their way up through the ranks to hopefully one day call themselves a champion of Speed Racing Network. If you're interested in joining, don't hesitate to reach out to league admins to claim your spot today. Maybe you'll end up in the history books. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor in Speed Racing Network, feel free to head over to www.speedracingnetwork.com and reach out to an admin today. And as always, remember to go faster.
All right, let's get back out here. 21 laps to go, heating up. Battle for third is Lane Hostler to the inside of Brad Herman. This is the closest battle on the track right now. Seth Berger continues to pull out to a half a second lead. Lane looking really fast. He wants to get another podium here.
Yeah, 85 able to hold off, or hold him up, rather, off of turns 3 and 4 last time by. 61 hunting just a little bit, and then you see the 28 trying to work his way into the mix also. Down low, point positions running up high.
So Brad Herman letting the lap car Justin Smith go on by with those fresher tires. Justin pinning on lap 98, but Lane really putting the pressure on. Both these drivers have even tires, came in on the same lap. These two have been around each other all night long. It seems like they're going to be finishing that way too. But Brad Herman looking like he is going to be able to hold him off for now. We'll keep an eye on that. But Seth Berger rolling nice and smooth here through 3 and 4, looking good as he's going to take the stripe here for 18 laps to go.
Yeah, extended his lead by about 0.6 over Reese Schaefer. Reese has fallen off. I'm not quite sure if that's because he was working really, really hard to hold up Seth earlier, or if maybe he's trying to save a little bit for that long run because he's seen the 24 get better as the run has gone along. Is he trying to match that, or is he actually ailing? We'll have to see.
Well, Hostler quickly to the outside at 85. I think that's where you're going to want to be if you're going to want to make this pass. He's going to try and clear the 85 here off of 4 to take that final podium position away from Brad Herman, but Brad not giving up here as they drag race down to turn 1.
Yeah, Brad Herman, he's going to have that inside line. 61's going to, I thought the 61 was really going to be on his door all the way through. No such action. And down the backstretch, 85 is able to take it back. 61 thought of going inside. Brad came down as well. Monkey see, monkey do, going into 3 and 4.
Yeah, he's got to hold on to this position. Every point matters at this point in the season. You can't just let someone go because they're faster. And Brad doing a great job of holding off Lane Hostler at this point. So back out front, not much changing. Still holding on to that about half a second lead. Seth Berger able to clear the lap car of John Holliday Reese Schaefer going to look to do just that as well and try to run down his Tank Racing teammate, but I think Reese is hoping maybe for a caution. He has a great short run car, but the long run car, that one's going to Seth Berger.
Yeah, Seth, he's had a great long run car. Really, he's taking care of his equipment all race long, whether short run, long run, or indifferent. 17 up high. 28's going to go ahead and split him. I'm sure the 17 did not want to see that. Now a lap car back between the top two. 28 might be stealing a little bit of air that 17 wants, but he could also use the draft to try to pull himself back up. Back inside, 6/10.
Latham and Sailor's almost coming together there, entering turn 3. Latham move him up to 6 now. He might finish strong here tonight with 14 to go. Picks up that position from Jordan Sailor, so move him back to P number 7. Starting to heat up here with these laps winding down.
Absolutely, that 55 had a great run going earlier. Still does, still inside the top 10, and we're starting to see Timothy Latham, as you said, work his way back up. Maybe maybe he found a set of tires he likes, or was able to make some kind of an in-car adjustment to free that thing up just a little bit, because he definitely looked very tight earlier.
Brad Herman still hanging on to P number 3, 13 laps to go. See if he can actually hold off Lane Hostler. I know Lane is just getting super frustrated behind him because he's got to feel like he's the faster car, but Brad making that car very wide and hard to pass. He's going to get a good run off of turn number 4 here. Might get a nose to the outside again. Thinks better of it. Tucks back bin behind.
Yep, 85 is going to be able to get into turns 1 and 2, still keeping that 61 behind. 61, if I'm him, I'd actually start thinking about backing up my corner, maybe try to get a little bit more exit speed than the 85, and maybe draw him side by side down the backstretch, have a preferred line going into 3, but 85, as you said, doing a great job. He's fighting for a little bit more than TJ's team tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you see Herman is there, -2, so first driver below the cut line. Have to imagine that will not be the case the next week. And Ardon doesn't have much breathing, or excuse me, Hostler doesn't have much breathing room either down there in 8th at +7. So both of these guys have to remember, it's been a good night. Maybe we just finish where we're at here. Pays the same at the end of the day, Pete.
Absolutely. At the beginning of the broadcast, you said only 6 of the guys were here. So all they've got to do is just continue to run strong for these final 10 laps. And they can, get to the check window, get paid out in points, and get ready for next week.
Yeah, Jeremy Little, that first driver, lucky dog contender, that is up in 8th position, still looking good. The next closest behind him, it's going to be Zach Deuscher, with Deuscher a lap down. He's 28 seconds behind Jeremy Little on the track, so it is almost practically smooth sailing now. If a caution were to come out right now, Deuscher is the first car 1 lap down, but if it goes green, Jeremy Little has very little to worry about.
I'll tell you what, 121 laps in the books, 9 laps remaining, 24 has the race well in hand. Great, another side-by-side battle, literally door-to-door all the way down the backstretch. Let's see what the 61 can do with the entrance of 3.
Yeah, these two cannot settle it amongst themselves. Lane going to drive it in a little harder here. You can tell by the gap he was able to make between him and the 85. He clears him and moves on by.
Yeah, he's going to move on by the 97 of Ed Shearer. He's going to go ahead and fill that gap. I'm sure the 85 would rather have that line than where he is, unless he can really get back in the throttle, which it doesn't look like. Going to back out of it, and man, that was close. Almost tagged the wall with the rear end.
Yeah, so weird to see Ed Shearer down a few laps, down in 20th position after a very promising regular season. He's going to have a little bit of a hole to dig out of once we get out to Charlotte next week. So let's go ahead and take a look at that upcoming schedule. Why don't we, Pete? Charlotte's up next. And then Michigan will round out this first round of the playoffs. Then the round of 10 will start at Chicago, then go to Nashville and finish up in Kentucky. And that's where we will figure out who our final 5 is going to be this season. So a great schedule to finish out. Going to Charlotte next week. That's where I'm at, Pete. So everybody better come over and bring me some dinner.
You give me about 2 hours, I will meet you there. Charlotte Motor Speedway, always a lot of fun. Great 1.5-mile track, followed by a very, very fast 2-mile track right after that with Michigan International Speedway. That's going to be a great race as well. I love the track selection for this season. It's been great all season long.
Yeah, I mean, you got Nashville in the playoffs, too. That is a very difficult track to race at. A new one on the circuit as well, so not a lot of experience for a lot of these guys there, so that's something to keep an eye on as well. But a big battle back here between Zimmerman and Jordan Sailors. This is for the 8th position. Jordan wants this position bad. Devin doesn't need it. He's just out here racing for money here tonight in bragging rights. Jordan wants it for that point, so he's got to earn it, though. Devin, our Daytona winner here this season, not an easy pass for this 55.
No, not at all. It looks like he's actually getting a little tight on exit, so he's going to have to really watch that right front. The more he continues to push, the more he's going to fall back. The two in front of him, 26 and Zimmerman, they're just going to continue to pull away. It doesn't really look like the 55's got any grip left.
There's Jeremy Little just in front of him, that lucky dog contender that's currently the highest out of those contenders tonight, up in 7th place. So 4 laps to go. Seth Berger with a just about 1 second lead over his teammate Reese Schaefer back there. Lane Hostler having a great night back in third. Brad Herman, Greathouse round out your top 5. So some new names up here kicking off the playoffs in the right way. Just like I said earlier, Pete, I think it's going to make for a very tight race when we get out to race number 3 of this round.
I tell you, I continue to be impressed by Reese Schaefer. Still winless, but does a phenomenal job week in and week out. I stand with you as far as your pick. I mean, the guy is going to be a threat all the way to the final checkers.
Yeah, NASCAR thought they could fix that, have to have a winner be a champion. Reese could very well be the champion this year without 1 win, and it would be well deserved just for races like this. I mean, he's just solid, but just always someone has a better night, and tonight it's his teammate Seth Berger, so he can't be too mad. But with 2 laps to go, he is going to round turns 3 and 4, and he's going to see that white flag waving here in just a bit. Seth Berger is going to come by the start-finish line to take 1 lap to go here at Texas.
Absolutely. Burger Nation out there in chat's got to be very, very excited for this Flood Brothers 24 going through 1 and 2. Still not deviating from that line that he has run all night long that has proven to pay dividends for him, literally, not only in cash, but in points. Seth Berger going into 3 and 4, Greg.
Yeah, he's just going to coast through turns 3 and 4. No real pressure from his teammate Reese Schaefer back there, about 9/10 of a second back. Comes off of 4 nice and smooth. Sees that checkered flag. And Seth Berger is your winner here tonight at Texas.
Man, he's going to go on down to victory lane. He's going to fire off old Henry. He's going to have the flames behind him, and he's going to go ahead and rip up this 24. And, man, you can't blame him. First race here in the playoffs. Big, big congratulations, Seth Berger.
Yeah, so he's going to park that Flood Brothers Ford Mustang out in victory lane. And this winning moment, as always, sponsored by the one and only TJ's Team Foundation over at morethan-a-cape.org. So just his 2nd win of the year, but it feels like his 5th or 6th. Just used to seeing him up front. You see the little message on the hood, rest in peace, William Mike Flood. So sounds like the Flood family suffering a loss. This will probably mean a lot to them coming from Seth Berger. Parking it in victory lane tonight.
Absolutely, he's absolutely earned this victory celebration here at Texas Motor Speedway. Great way to kick off the playoffs and put the entire field on notice that you're here for the championship.
So having a good old time. He's going to tank that motor here in a second. There it goes. He is going to be done. Nope, I lied. He's still got some more juice. He's going to park it up against the wall and burn it down some more. Why not, Pete? He's got the whole night to do it. He's just going to keep us up here watching. Oh, and there it goes.
There it goes.
Yep. It's all it takes. We did have one curse tonight. We cursed his motor. It just blew up on him right there. So his celebrations are done here tonight. So let's go ahead and pull up those top 20 results for our race here at Texas Motor Speedway. Seth Berger comes home. Your winner here tonight, Reese Schaefer in second. Lane Hostler going to round out the podium position. Brad Herman and Matthew Greathouse going to round out the top 5.
Yeah, Timothy Latham able to rebound to P6 with Devin Zimmerman, P7. Jeremy Little in 8th for Phoenix Virtual Racing. Jordan Sailors for Rat Pack able to stay inside the top 10. Michael Politis rounding out your top 10 for Gear Up Motorsports.
And you mentioned Jeremy Little. He is our playoff lucky dog. He'll be our 17th driver in these Cup Series playoffs. So these boys better watch out. He had a great run here tonight, coming home in 8th place. Jeremy Little now a part of these Season 3 playoffs. So his teammate Josh Siegfried for Phoenix Virtual Racing comes home in 11th, and Scott Kalal at 12th, Zach Deuscher 13th, Emerson Ardon 14th, with Bobby Anderson in 15th, and then Joseph Causey all the way back there in P16. He has lost the lead here in these playoffs. I think Reese is going to take over that number 1 spot. Blair Hallman back at 17th, Byron McDonald in 18th, Justin Smith 19th, with Ed Shearer going to round out your top 20 with just 2 more positions. Why not? John Holliday comes home 21st, and Corey Saucier, after a heroic week 13, comes home in the last position. So that's a look at your your whole finishing order here tonight. I was going to say top 20. That's the whole thing, Pete. We ain't got no drivers left. So let's go ahead, hang over to this Cup Series Discord, see if we can find Lane Hostler. Trying to track him down. There he is, just hiding out in the SRN OSR voice channel. Let's bring him up here. Lane, it's Greg and Pete up here in the SRN broadcast booth. Man, congratulations to your first race here in the playoffs, starting off with a P3 here at Texas. Was this a track you were looking forward here tonight? You looked really fast out there in that 61.
To be honest, Texas kind of had me worried. I'm looking forward to some races later in the playoffs, actually.
I'll tell you what, Lane, you definitely had a great race with the 85 of Brad Herman lap after lap. What was the final factor that allowed you to go ahead and grab that 3rd position and actually pull away from the 85?
I had been trying to set him up for probably, 10 to 15 laps. I had a line kind of in turn 1 and 2 where I would enter a little bit high and exit a little bit low. And there was one lap where I saw him drive it in too deep, and I was like, oh, this is my shot. I got to take it. So,
well, you certainly did, man. You certainly put your name on notice here tonight. These guys are going to have to look out for Lane Hostler. But, hey, congratulations on a P3 here tonight. That's another podium for you here of late. Been really good in these last couple of weeks. So we're looking forward to seeing what you can do next week when we get to Charlotte. But before we let you go, you got any friends, any family, any sponsors you want to give a quick shout-out to?
I'd like to say thanks to you guys for putting this on. This has been a lot of fun this year. Hopefully in the next few weeks I can find some short run speed and maybe be a little bit closer to the front at the beginning of these races. But other than that, I just want to say thanks to everybody for watching and you guys.
Hey, man, we appreciate that. And thanks for you being here, man. You've really put on a great show and a great sport from what I've seen, too, really earning the respect of these drivers. So, Lane, congrats once again on your P3. We'll see you when we get out to Charlotte. Have a good night, man.
You too. Thanks, guys.
Well, that was Lane Hostler. Man, he's got to hate me at this point. I swear I say his name wrong every time. Lane Hostler coming home in P3 tonight. Let's go ahead, track down Reese Schaefer. Once again, coming home in second. Reese, it's Greg Olenek and Pete Rusick up here in the broadcast booth. I'm going to ask it, man. You were so close to getting that first win of the night here in the Season 3, but once again, come home in second. It's great for your points, but, man, I know you really wanted this one bad.
Yeah, what really hurt me was my first run. I And but later in the run, I was losing a lot of time, battling a lot of people, so I decided to start shifting down to fourth, and I ended up having one less lap of fuel, and so I had to come in early, and then just maybe one lap less the rest of the race, and I was trying my best to stay with them, but the one lap difference in these cars is insane, but once you get about 15, 20 out, it evens out, so just tried my best, but just couldn't hold on.
I tell you what, Reese, quite a few times tonight, Greg and I, we're kind of comparing the season that you're having so far to the championship season that Matt Kenseth had years and years back, where he didn't win a single race, and he went on to, go ahead and grab his one and only championship. I don't want you to win anything else this year. I want you just to keep doing what you're doing, go on over, grab that W, and prove that you can win a championship without winning a race just by staying consistent. You've been bad fast. Congratulations on this P2. What did the 24 have over you in that 17 that made the biggest difference in your eyes?
I would say his 1 and 2. I just early in the race when Emerson was leading, I really thought it was pretty interesting how he could really ride low compared to everyone else, and I tried doing that and tried like more of a swooping line, and I felt pretty comfortable. But the problem was I was just burning up my stuff way too quick, and so by 10, 15 in, I was really struggling. So I tried to match his stuff, but I don't know why, but Seth and along with other people could really just get drives off the corner in 1 and 2. And I just couldn't really match it. 3 and 4, I felt like I was very, very fast, but just 1 and 2, I was really, really struggling. But other than that, though, we had a great night overall, so it was, fantastic.
Yeah, you certainly did, and you continue to have great nights. You've got now 12 top 10s out of 14 races. That's just crazy numbers, but hey, we'll see what you can do when we get out to Charlotte next week. Kind of similar track, not entirely, but another 1.5 mile oval. We'll see what you can do when we get out to North Carolina. But before we let you go, you got any friends, any family, any sponsors you want to give a quick shout out to?
Oh, absolutely. So I got Burgers Farm, Boss Security, Burghart's, Currendetto, 100 on Anesthesia Associates, Park Brother Racing, Parkway Lanes, Teespring Healthcare, Billy Corporate, EWL. I'd like to thank Ben Park, who's spotting tonight, really helped me out. Really, at the last run at the end there, he told me not to shift, and when I crossed the line, I only had 0.1 in the tank, so if I would have shifted, I probably would have ran out of fuel, so really clutched up there. I want to thank all my teammates helping out, family and friends watching, Paige, Evan, Jenna, all of them. Really been staying consistent all year, and we keep it going. On to next week.
All right, man. Well, we'll look forward to seeing what you can do when we get out to Charlotte. Enjoy the rest of the night, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Appreciate you guys. Have a good night.
All right, that was Reese Schaefer coming home in P number 2 once again. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. It's going to happen one of these days, Pete. But let's go ahead and track down his teammate, Seth Berger. Brings Seth Berger up to the booth. Seth, congratulations. It's Pete and Greg up here in the booth. Get your second win of the season. Fresh off of an all-star win on Sunday. Dude, save some wins for everybody else.
Oh man, I don't know, man. I might have to take them all. No, I'm just kidding, man. That was awesome. Like we talked about on Sunday, I didn't think anything from Sunday was going to transfer over, but I guess some confidence transferred over.
Well, hey, man, all you need is a little confidence, and the line that 24 was running all night long. It seemed like it was about a half a car width group up off the bottom, and then you were kind of diamonding out just a little bit in 3 and 4. You lost some and you gained some, but in the end, the long run for your Ford Camaro, we'll say, was able to get it done. Congratulations, sir.
Oh yeah, I think the bow tie helped me tonight get this win. But no, it feels awesome, and shout out to Reese. Me and him always have great battles, especially for victories. I don't know if we've ever made contact racing for a victory yet, but great racing with him, and yeah, it was a great run. Definitely I was trying to run different lines than everyone else, and it pay off sometimes, it sucks sometimes, but obviously it worked out to the best.
Certainly did, and we got a similar track next week, another 1.5 mile oval once we go out to Charlotte. How you feeling about your odds out there?
I do feel really good. I've never really had winning pace there, but we're going to give it a shot, man. I also didn't think I was great at Texas, but now that 2 wins here, I guess I struggle less than everybody else. But yeah, I'll be looking to win that too. But I think from here on, it's just not throwing away any points that I don't need to.
Absolutely. Well, before we let you go, you got any friends, any family, any sponsors you want to give a quick shout out to?
Shout out to Bill Flood and shout out to the entire Flood Brothers family. I apologize about the paint. I have no clue what loaded up. I tried everything, but I believe on the hood of the car it should have rest in peace, William Mike Flood. He was an original Flood brother, passed away recently. So prayers out to all of them. And shout out to Burger Nation. Love that you guys support me every time. Shout out to Berg Arts. TikTok is blowing up. Berg_arts with a Z. I'm now at 36,000 views on that video, and I got more videos coming soon. And also got to thank all my tank teammates, along with Ferguson Farms, Boss Security, Kieran Dental, Hunter Don Anesthesia, Park Brothers Racing, Parkway Lanes, Teespring, Healthcare Billion Incorporated, and all my teammates and Max for dealing with me tonight.
Pete, we might be talking to a celebrity here soon. I mean, he's
Right?
about to go viral on TikTok over here and just dropping it. I want some credit for that, Seth. It's all these wins and interviews that's leading to this flood of views on your TikTok. I know it is, but man, we're super pumped for you. You definitely earned the win tonight, and Berg Nation was definitely out there cheering you on. So congrats on an awesome night and an awesome start to your playoffs. Let's see if you can do it on Thursday. We'll see you back out here again.
All right, thank you, and you guys do a great job.
Thanks, man. We appreciate that. Have a good night and enjoy celebrating with your teammates, man.
All right, you too.
All right, that was Seth Berger who brings it home and P#1 tonight. Pete, a great run by the man in the 24 out of Flood Brothers. And like you said, he wished he had the paint right, but it doesn't matter. He parked it in victory lane. We could see the name on the hood. We got it all here, and he is feeling good about his chances here.
Yeah, Seth Berger definitely proved that he had the car to beat all night long. Short run speed, but his long run speed is really what prevailed. He came to the checkers first, parked it right after his motor blew on the start stripe. More of a what better way can you think about ending a race?
Oh, I don't know, but I called it, Pete. I called the lucky dog tonight, and I called the green flag from the start to the finish. So I'm taking 2 out of 3 tonight, and I'm going to round that up and say it's a full 1. I got it all right tonight. So definitely come on back tomorrow. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that little tiny bell so you know anytime that we go live. We're going to have just as much great action, if not more, out there on the track tomorrow when we get the Truck Series drivers out there to kick off their playoffs here in week number 14. But a great show by these Cup drivers tonight, mainly by Seth Berger. He comes home with the win. So we appreciate each and every one of you stopping on by tonight. Please come on back tomorrow. It's going to be good. So for everybody behind the scenes, myself, Pete, Jason Tripp, Sean Griffith, everybody else, all the drivers, we sincerely thank you for stopping by. Have a good night, and remember to go faster.